Hello, hello. Back in the saddle. Oh, so they say. Sunday. What are you doing working on a Sunday? I hear you all ask. Well, it's something that I do on a regular basis. I'm a firm believer that if the overtime's there and it's at an acceptable agreed price, I'm going to work it. It's as simple as that. If I've got the hours to do it and it's legal, I'll do it. And it's this weekend. I said I'd work, so I am. There has been a little bit of fuckery involved, which I'll tell you about. So I'm just about to get going now. Once I'm sorted out here. Lights. Oh, we've already got the camera going, so that's alright. Camera action now, or nearly. Get everything sorted out. Here we go. Navigation. That'll sort itself out. We're off. So,
quarter of a mile, turn left.
Friday night I found myself in Lichfield late in the evening, stayed there the night, got up in the morning, good morning, got up in the morning. I didn't get parked up until nearly 8 o'clock at night. I was on the bait, slept on the bait. I allow you to do that there. Didn't get a great deal of sleep. It was a rough night. Well, once I'd got to sleep I was fine, but I only got about 5 hours, 6 hours in. And then let's straighten up here. So yeah, I set off about.
Turn left.
I had 9 off.
Traffic on A43. Traffic jam. Turn left.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll get going in a minute. And there's an alarm going off on my watch, which is up in the bunk. So. Hang on. Oh, shut up.
Traffic jam ahead between Toaster Road and Toaster Road. 3 minutes delay.
So I stayed out there Friday night. 199.9 here, look. Fucking So don't try reversing out of here, dopey bastard.
After 600 feet, keep right, then bear left.
Let's get out of here and then I'll start talking from the start again. She's just going to moan on and on. On and on. I can't even talk properly.
Keep right, then bear left.
Rawr. Come on. So we just, I had a quick break in Chilwell Valley.
Then turn right.
Iceland's to my left. Now, nice and gentle around these bends.
second exit, A43.
This one here is a truck killer. Loads of trucks get tipped over here. You can see by the state of the curbstones how mangled they are. They just go too fast, load shift, too much weight, inertia, gravity takes over, job done, on your arse. So we've got another roundabout to go, then we've got about 3 miles where I might be able to get a string of sentences together. Go on then, say something. She ain't gonna say nothing now, is she?
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A43.
Oh, how about signal? Your little Volkswagen Golf. Might know where you're going then. Right, so.
A43 for 3 miles.
Yeah, thank you. Shut up. Right. Just come out of Cherwell Valley, had a 45-minute break. I'm going to rewind till Friday. I had a job up in Lichfield. Can't remember where I left yet. I think I was going up to Lichfield. So anyway, got to Lichfield. I got there late because there was heavy traffic and fuckwittery with accidents and all sorts going on. So we got up there about 7 o'clock-ish, something like that. I was supposed to be there for 6, but they knew I was going to be late, so that was alright. And they got all even in the tip. Because when you get up there, I got it onto a bay straight away. There was no waiting around, straight onto a bay. They cut the seal, open the doors, onto a bay. And there it sits until they finished, or until I need the trailer back, which is in the morning. So I unhitched, pulled forward about a couple of metres, and pulled the card out, and that was me for the night. Across the road there was a fish and chip shop, so I went across the road, got myself, well, a fish and chip shop stroke kebab shop, so I got myself a kebab, had that, and promptly went to bed. I took 9 hours off, so by the time I've taken 9 hours off, it was like 5:30 in the morning. And then trundled on down to back to Southampton, back to the yard. Now, I tend to work every other weekend, purely and simply because, like I said, if the overtime's available, I'll take it. So as long as I'm legal, I'll do it, and I've got the hours to be able to do it, I'll do it. And we got no plans, I'll do it. So we had no plans. I hadn't worked the last 2 or 3 weekends, I think it was, something like that. So I thought, yeah, this weekend I'll run out. And then, after I'd agreed to do that, so, I said to the lads in the office, yeah, I'll work, no problem at all. We'll pencil you in. Then my stepdaughter goes, I need a lift back from Nottingham University. Okay. So we found out that her father couldn't do it, wouldn't do it. I have no idea. I'd give up. So it's left to us. So I got back into the yard about 8:30, 9:15, and it made more sense for Kira to come and meet me rather than for me to go home 45 minutes to come back 45 minutes to where we were. So we just save a little bit of time by doing that. So I went and got a shower in the yard. She met me at the truck. We left one car in the yard. Went from Southampton then up to Nottingham. And the annoying this is where it gets a little bit annoying. Lichfield to Nottingham is probably no more than about an hour and a bit. It's not much out of my way. And I said to the office, I said to the boys in the office, I said, it's a bit of a pain in the arse really, because I'm going back, I need to be back nice and early, or as early as I can, because as soon as I'm doing a quick turnaround, going back up to Nottingham, people do. They said, oh, why don't you take the truck in? I said, well, if to be honest with you, if I could, I would have asked if I could swing by on early Saturday morning to pick her up in the truck. But where she lives, her house that she's sharing, her house is on
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A43.
It's in Beeston in Nottingham, and it's down a road that has tram lines on the road. It's got trams running, and of course her road is actually a dead end as well. So I could get down there, but I wouldn't be able to turn around. I can't reverse down it, and there's no room to park. There wouldn't be enough room to park on the pavement and still give the trams clearance to get by me. It would just be impossible. Otherwise, I could have taken the truck in. It would have been ideal. Could have got all her stuff in the truck, and then happy days. Oh dear. Never mind. So, drove all the way back down to Southampton, got myself sorted out, met Kira, got in the car, drove the 4 hours, whatever it is, up there, stopped for a break on the way up, get a cup of tea and a bite to eat, and then picked her up. She was all ready to go.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A43.
Rammed the car with all her gear. She seemed to have developed a passion for fucking pot plants. I can't remember how many there were, but there was a lot. Thankfully, they all survived the journey home. Not quite sure how. That's what happens when you
cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A43.
You have a daughter that's studying environmental biology at uni. They develop a liking for pot plants. So we got back. I wonder what that noise was then. Some bloke in a jack. We got back about. We were supposed to be going as well. We were supposed to be going to a charity event on Saturday night. And we had to be there by 7:15.
After half a mile,
We didn't get back until
take the third exit, A43.
I think it was 6:30. And it was an hour to the charity event, so there was no way we were going to do it. So we had to pull the plug on that. So we ended up having a Chinese. I ate so much that I went into I couldn't move. It was really nice Chinese, but I ate so much that I just couldn't move out of my chair. You know when you do that and you haven't eaten properly all day, you've been up early and you're so tired.
And take the third exit, A43.
And I just had to sit there for an hour, so we didn't go to bed particularly early either. And it was 11:30 before we went to bed. And I was then rudely awakened by the gorgeous Kira snoring like a fucking God knows what, like a massive snoring machine. I thought the fucking windows were about to implode. I'm sure we lost at least a pillow. She must have inhaled it, I reckon. Fucking hell. It was loud. I know I snore, but I don't seem to be snoring enough to wake her up. She gets awake. She doesn't wake up with me snoring. So I got up at 4:15 this morning. Got a few videos all done for you. So you know, I did think you might be light this next week, but I managed to get a load up.
After half a mile, cross the roundabout and take the second
you lucky?
exit, A43.
Oh, I had a bit of chocolate. It was our lad's 18th birthday. I haven't been able to go out and buy him a pint yet. Well, for him to buy me a pint. But he did have a nice chocolate cake, and I just had some chocolate, like birthday cake. We had it made, and
Cross the roundabout.
I just had a bit of it, and it was rather nice.
A43.
always traffic coming from? So we left the house at 10 o'clock this morning. Obviously the coach Kira had to come with me because she had to then have to pick her car up, which we left in the yard. So we came over 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock I was on the docks, and time now is, I don't know, 10 past 3, and I'm halfway up the road. I should get into, I might have to stop for a wee. Stupidly, I just had a 45-minute break and forgot to go for a wee. So I do need one, but I'm going to see if I can get a little bit further up the road. And then pull into one of the services, I don't know, just up the road somewhere. That's the labour I got broken into. Oh yeah, you just pull out in front of me, you fucking knobber. Fucking hell. You didn't even accelerate out of the way or see me move over. Just expected me to move. Fucking weirdos. Entitlement, that's what it is. Fucking entitlement.
Go right on the roundabout and take the third exit.
See, no signal again from that bloke coming round the roundabout. Should have guessed he was coming round, but he's looped all the way round the roundabout.
For 5 miles.
So I think I'm going to go a slightly different way. I'm going to cut up the A5, I think, judging by the state of the roads ahead. See what happens. There's some more HS2 work here. A road that went up there, one of the villages, but they've done away with it, like you do. So a nice little run up to, we're heading up towards, I've got to be in Doncaster tomorrow morning. So I was on the docks 3:11 and I was only on there for 45 minutes, box off, box on. So I'm 15 minutes up. I'll talk about that in a minute, the timings. I did a bit of an experiment last week and I may as well talk about it now, otherwise I'll forget about it, won't I? So last week I made a note of all the times when, you know, you get X amount of time for unloading the boxes, X amount of time for loading boxes. You allow a certain amount of time to pick a box up out of the docks. I won't bother going into the times at the moment, but you know, there's roughly an amount of time that you allow. You know, like if I go on the docks, I need to allow an hour a box, alright? Give you an example. 4 hours to unload a 40, 2 hours to unload a 20, so it's an hour per 10 foot. And I think it's 2 hours to load a 40 and 1 hour to load a 20. Something like that. And then an hour a box to get the box on and off of the docks. And then you take into account like time wasted due to having to go in and get the truck repaired or delayed, or do you know what I mean? You take that into consideration, like delays that cause you to be late. Don't take into account traffic delays, because that's just the way it is. So I worked it all out last week, and I thought that I was always under the impression that I would lose more time than I gained, i.e. the amount of time that I'm waiting around to get a box on and off at the docks. If I had to get a box on and off the docks, it's 2 hours. I always thought that it would take longer than 2 hours, okay? Because I feel like I'm waiting down there sometimes for fucking hours, and I am. So last week, and sometimes unloading takes longer, sometimes loading takes longer, and I always thought that it always takes longer than you think, than it actually is. So I thought, I'm going to make a note of it. Each time I unload or load or box on and off at the docks, I'll write it down and see what the timers actually are. And when I sat, I was quite surprised actually. Even taking into consideration 3 hours sat in the Merc dealers whilst they sorted out the truck, I still ended up being slight indigestion from that birthday cake. I still ended up being 45 minutes up on time. I was quite surprised at that.
After 3/4 of a mile, keep right.
So I was actually up on time. It was like this morning. On the docks, box on and off, hour box, 2 hours. So you've got to allow 2 hours. Should be less time on a Sunday,
Keep right.
but that's not always the case. I've been over 2 hours before on a Sunday, getting a box on and off on the dock. So you know what I mean. You can't. So you got you just go with average hour box. But I was in and out in 45 minutes. Both boxes done. So that's an hour and quarter up already.
Keep right.
I am. Keep in mind. So, you know, it's... Yeah, last week was a...
A43 for 4 miles.
I'm going to do the same this week. Like I said, if I can do it for 3 or 4 weeks, then I might get a reasonable average. I think that's based on enough as to whether it's about right, the timings are about right. But you know, it should work out. It should break even, which is effectively I was 45 minutes up on the week last week, which more or less breaks even. Then that's taking into consideration the times where I was longer and the times where I was quicker. So. Nice little car. I don't know what it is, but yeah, didn't start looking until the last minute. Oh, did you, dickhead? You had a little bit of a look of horror. Good job I moved over for you. Oh, tired. So, £106 to go, so not too far. I'm heading up to the stockyard tonight. I'm going to stay there. What size is that deer? What's that big one? So yeah, heading up to the stockyard. I'm choosing to stay in the stockyard because Doncaster's only just a couple of junctions down the road. Less than, well, it's about half hour away, I suppose. I'm going to a place that I've been quite a few times before, and they can either be really quick or they can take a couple of hours. So I'm banking on it's going to take 2 to 3 hours to tip. Might be quicker, might not be, you know. Either way, doesn't matter. and then I'm heading back down to Southampton. So tonight I get to the stockyard. I should get there by about 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that. And I'm going to have a roast dinner. I'm going to relax for an hour or so. Because I don't have to be up particularly early. I don't have to get up till 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. It's like, I'm normally done day's work by 7 o'clock. So that'll be nice. But the downside to starting late, it means that I can run late. And I have done jobs like this before. I'm still running at 9, 10 o'clock at night. And then can't park up. And I had to barge my way into a fucking labour on the 834 ones. So I should be able to get back to the yard tomorrow night. I should be able to get back onto the docks tomorrow afternoon. Depending on whether they can get me a VBS or whether the docks are knackered. If not, I'll do a 9 off and then straight on the docks. Well, that's a 9 used up already for the week, and I've only got 2 left, and I need 1 for Friday. I don't want to get run out. Well, I've got to be back Friday, so I could use it up. I could use them up on if I have to. So I just work the time management out because I've got a fair few hours to get to give back next weekend, so I need to be back. Friday lunchtime-ish, really, so that I can start at a sensible time on the Monday morning. Otherwise, it'll be the later But you just chop on in, my son. What is he playing at? Signalling right and then come in front of me. Is he trying to get back across into that right hand lane? He must be. No? Not at all. He's just a dickhead. Now he's holding everybody up because he don't know what he's doing.
After a quarter of a mile, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A43.
It was nice and quiet on the docks this morning. So that was good.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Coming up yesterday, it was quite busy all along here, so I'm glad it's not as busy as it was yesterday. Mind you, it's nearly 3:30. I think I might have spoke too soon. Fucking hell. Why did I? That's me. Just as soon as I said something, isn't it?
Exit A43 towards Northampton.
No, see, I'm not going to do that. I'll run up the A5 as long as it's open. And I'll come out at junction 18. Because all this traffic will just get clagged up at the next couple of roundabouts. Stared at by a young gentleman in a car. Well, I've got 6 fucking heads. Yeah. Weirdo. People think, I'm sure people think they're invisible. They look up and they look at you, and I'll look back at them and they're like, well, he's in a truck, he can't see me. Well, yes, I can. I can see right into your car. sometimes the sights are pleasant, and other times they're not so, if you get me drift. Right, a can of Jollop, I'm thirsty. So right, it's a diet version. I'm on Rio Light Tropical. It's lovely.
After a quarter of a mile, cross the roundabout and take the third exit, A43, towards Northampton.
No, I'm taking the A5 to Hinckley. So I don't want to be in all of this shite. Looking on the sat nav there, is telling me to go left, but it's suggesting that I take the second, which is suggesting I take the route that I'm going to take, but it's not actually telling me to do it. So we're currently getting 11 miles to the gallon. I've got about a 9-ton box on the back. Pretty light, 40 footer.
After 600 feet, cross the roundabout and take the third exit, A43, towards Northampton.
No. That ding-da-ding, that tells me there's a different route. It's the route I'm going to take. This is actually a nicer road to drive, to be honest. This is all dual carriageway all the way in. And with this amount of traffic, it's not going to be too much fun. Traffic on Sunday seems to have got busier. All through the winter when I was driving up on a Sunday, it was nice, and you know what I mean, it was nice relaxed drive up, but it's busier on a Sunday afternoon now than it is during the week.
Cross the roundabout and take the third exit, A43, towards Northampton.
Those lights could have just been a little bit longer, if you get me drift. Bumpy.
Follow A5 towards Wheaton for 7.5 miles.
Here we go. So a nice little run up the A5 now. Jack's Hill to my left, closed. coming back down yesterday, there was I can't remember where the accident was. I think it was on the A34 southbound. Yeah, just after not long after you get onto the A34 off the M40, and it was a horse box, but a big, well, not a 7.5 tonner, just a bit bigger than a 7.5 tonner. Well, it might have been a 7.5 ton horse box. Fair, you know. Completely missing. It's double set of wheels on the near side. It obviously come off. It weren't there. They were lucky that they managed to. They obviously weren't going fast, and but I can imagine they could be in all sorts of shit after that. Because that just all that says to me is lack of maintenance and daily checks. Because that really shouldn't have happened. See, everything's starting to turn a little bit yellow now, look. The wheat or whatever it is. Look at that yellow in there. I think it's wheat. Or it could be barley, I suppose. I don't really know. Crazy Dutch. Boom Transport. That's a 50 through here, but I always drop it down a little bit. I'll drop down to 40 to be honest with you. Even that feels a bit fast. Yeah, fuck Whittery like that. It just doesn't feel right coming through here at 50 miles an hour. Not in this fucking thing. I think it's some nice views up here. I don't know if I've recorded coming through here or not. That's turned more or less in the last 24 hours. That whatever it is, wheat, barley. Reverse thrusters are on. Quite tight here because of that. There's no one else coming up through, so we're good. nice road to drive. Cruise is on, just letting her do her thing. Giving a bit of speed up though, going down the hill. Not a particularly busy road. Nice pubs along here as well. Sort of like run along the side of the canal. There's one down here on the right. I think this one's called a narrow boat. Always looks quite nice. Village of Whedon. Crossroads. Pub there. I think there's another pub up there. Wheat Sheaf.
After a quarter of a mile, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A5, Roadman Road.
Dirt bike track there, straight ahead.
And take the second exit.
If I turn right there, it'll take me down to the Red Lion. Turn left, it'll take me up in the way into Daventry. I can also go to Daventry this way as well.
Follow A5 Road towards Kidsby, 3 miles.
So this just almost runs sort of, it cuts across towards the M1 and then runs parallel with it for a bit and then rejoins it, and it just cuts off a bit of a corner really, and it's a nicer road. It's a bit nicer than driving on I like this road. It's a lot nicer than driving on dual carriageway and motorway. Just a little bit of a break for me, you know. Never used to bother coming this way, but like I say, it's I've used it a few times recently, and you generally save time. You wouldn't have thought that you would have, but you do. Only 5 minutes or so, not even that sometimes, but yes. stop in lay-bys, there's a lay-by down here that I'd be wanting to stop in, rather than stay in the Red Line or anywhere like that, Red Line or Cherwell Valley. There's a lay-by down here. It's the business. Like I say, at night, I don't think this is an overly busy road. And it's literally within like 2-minute walk of a lovely looking little pub right on the canal side. It's the sort of place I'd like to park up for the night. This one. This road does have plenty of lay-bys along it though. It would be just my luck that I pull up in a lay-by and I get down to the pub and go, right, and I go, sorry, we don't do food on a Tuesday night. Fuck's sake. That would be my luck. In the British countryside, lovely. Silage in. Got their hay in. Get that trailer across. Upkin farmers. See where all these cars are parked? That's the lay-by that I'd want to be stopping in. So it's always a popular pub. Yeah, pulling in park there. You're off the road a bit. Nice little pub in there, the New Inn. Go on, Minnie. Yeah, it looks nice there. They call it Roman Road. It's a long old straight road, isn't it? They knew a thing or two, those Romans, didn't they? We don't even build motorways straight. and then get over. Yeah, move into that lane then, you clown. Dear oh dear. The passenger had to point to the driver to tell them to move over. I don't know whether that will come out in a video or not. Go for it. So to my right is the M1. You can see that at all. And you can see this red brick building as you're driving up the M1. You can see that. Old farm there. So we go on the hill, drop down the other side. There's a couple of roundabouts to negotiate our way around. And then we pick up the M1. M1, M18. Job done. If I see a lay-by between now and the time I get on the motorway, I might just dive in and turn you off. Going for a little while now. Probably won't see one now. Put money on it. I think we're right at the end. Excuse me. A bit of a yeah, see. Lay-by. No, it's not a lay-by really, is it? It's someone's house. Not big enough for me to dive in anyway. What a lovely day. Clouds about, but pretty much sunshine.
After half a mile, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A5, towards Rugby.
Water tower on my right. So down at this roundabout, if I was to turn left, it would take me back in towards Daventry. But we're not.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A5, towards Rugby.
Steady round here. Actually in a 30-mile-an-hour limit here. So I've got 2 miles to the motorway. International. always a lay-by when I dive in here. I can have a pee at the same time before I get on the motorway. How's about that then, guys and girls? Let's just dive in here. Let's just go straight to the end. I ain't messing around. Not going to be here long enough. And he's got his curtain shut anyway. So I'm just going to dive here. Turn the engine off and turn you guys off. I'll speak to you all later.